Shalom, friends, and welcome to Walking the Ancient Path, where we journey back into the language, landscape, and life rhythms of the Scriptures in a lighter, more accessible way, exploring the world of the Bible as its original listeners would have experienced it. Today, we'll pick up our in-depth exploration of the entire book of Galatians, verse by verse, and unpack each passage within the context of organic ancient Hebrew thought in chapter 1. Verse 21. Afterwards I came into the regions of Syria and Cilicia.
Afterward, I went out into the regions of Syria and Cilicia.
Afterward, this signals a new chapter in Paul's journey. In Hebrew storytelling, such markers are like stones placed along the trail, indicating where the path turns. Regions of Syria and Cilicia. These were territories north of Israel, stretching toward Paul's hometown of Tarsus in Cilicia. In Hebrew imagery, Paul was being sent back toward his roots into borderlands where Jewish and Gentile worlds overlapped. I came. The verb conveys movement, as if being led along. Paul does not describe this as personal strategy, but as steps laid out before him. In Hebrew thought, Yahweh directs a man's way like footprints pressed into soft earth.
Verse 22. And was unknown by face unto the churches of Judea which were in Christ.
And I remained unknown by face to the gatherings of the Kahal in Judea that are in the anointed king.
Unknown by face. In Hebrew imagery, to know someone by face means personal recognition, fellowship, eye-to-eye knowing. Paul is saying the Judean assemblies had no such familiarity with him yet. His reputation, not his presence, was what they knew. Unto the churches, gatherings of the Kahal. Again, not stone buildings, but communities gathered like extended households under the covenant fire. In Judea, the heartland of Israel, where the memory of Yeshua's ministry and the influence of the apostles' presence were strongest. Those in Christ, the anointed king. Hebrew imagery. People gathered inside the tent of the anointed, united under his protection. Their identity was not primarily based on geography or culture, but on belonging to Yeshua.
Verse 23. But they had heard only that he which persecuted us in times past now preaches the faith which once he destroyed.
But they only kept hearing reports. The one who once hunted us and pressed us down is now proclaiming the Emina he once tried to tear apart.
They had heard only. Their knowledge of Paul was second-hand, carried by word of mouth like campfire reports spreading from village to village, he which persecuted us in times past. The image depicts Paul as a hunter chasing down prey and relentlessly pursuing the Kahal. His former zeal was fierce and merciless, now preaches the faith. The change is striking. The very emunah, steadfast trust and loyalty to Yahweh through Yeshua, that Paul once crushed, he now heralds as besorah. In Hebrew imagery, the hunter has become the shepherd's runner, which once he destroyed, tried to tear apart. The word suggests devastation, like breaking down a wall stone by stone. Paul does not soften his past. He acknowledges the damage he once caused, making his transformation all the more astonishing.
Verse 24. And they glorified God in me.
And they lifted up praise to Yahweh because of what he had done in me.
They glorified God. In Hebrew thought, to give kavod, glory, is to acknowledge the weight of Yahweh's hand at work. The believers saw Paul's life as a living testimony full of evidence of Yahweh's power. In me, because of me, not implying Paul was the source, but that his transformation served as the vessel. His very life was proof, like a barren tree suddenly heavy with fruit, causing onlookers to marvel at the gardener's skill. The response of the Kahalim, instead of suspicion or bitterness, the assemblies in Judea turned Paul's story into worship. His past as a persecutor did not overshadow his current calling. They saw Yahweh's victory in him.
That completes Galatians chapter 1 in our verse-by-verse ancient Hebrew imagery rendering with notes. Deacon, could you give a brief summary that captures the essence of Galatians chapter 1?
I would be happy to. In his opening words, Paul offers no ornamented greetings but speaks with urgency. defending the besorah as Yahweh's flame handed directly from heaven, not made by men. He reminds the community that trust in Yeshua the Anointed, who gave himself as the Zavach, the covenant offering, saved them from this present age of twisted darkness. With grief, he sees them turning aside to a different message, a path that is not true but a trap. Paul curses anyone who twists Yahweh's word, whether malach or man. He makes it clear he does not live to please people but to serve the master who seized him on the road. Once Paul ravaged the Kahal with violent zeal, but now the one who set him apart from the womb has revealed his Son within him so that Paul might carry the light to the nations. Without relying on human counsel, he went out with the living word burning in him, a transformed vessel. And the people of Judea, once afraid of his name, now glorify Yahweh, marveling at how dust was turned into fire in Paul's life.
We'll pause here and continue, picking up at chapter 2 in our next chat.
If you listeners have areas of interest you'd like to explore further, questions or comments, please don't hesitate to let us know.